Hello everyone, I am Ramon. Welcome back to Ramon at Home. If you're new to this channel, let me give you a warm welcome and let you know that I'm an interior designer, seasonal decorator, and DIYer who wants to help you make your home your favorite place on earth. So please consider subscribing. Today's video is going to be super exciting because it is my first collaboration with another YouTuber, somebody that I admire and I have been following for a long time, and that is Sara Jane from Chic on the Cheap. She is an excellent DIYer and designer here on YouTube, and I admire her so much. She can turn anything from dollar stores to thrift stores into really good treasures. And so that's what we're doing today. We decided to go out shopping at thrift stores and turning some trash into treasure. If you guys don't follow her, I'm gonna leave all of her information, including a link to her video, so you guys can go check it out. And if you are here from Sara Jane's channel, welcome, and I really hope you enjoy this video. Let's get started. All right, you guys, well, let me show you the things that I found at Goodwill that we're gonna be turning from trash to treasures. And I wanna start with this Christmas tree that I found. It was $4.95 and it comes on this really beautiful pot that I just think is absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot believe somebody pitched it. It is a little on the older side, but since we're gonna turn it into a fall tree, you won't see most of it. And then also I wanna mention this bag of florals that came also from the Goodwill store for $3.99, and this actually came from an arrangement on a beautiful container that was broken. So I asked the manager to see if they can do something about it, and so they took all the flowers out and they gave them to me for $3.99. It is a lot of really good quality flowers. And then they had some of these stamps. They had 3 bundled up for $1.99, and I figured that we could use this for a Halloween wreath, which, by the way, if you're seeing on this side, I also found this little guy for $3.99 at Goodwill, and I could not believe it. I'm gonna call him Mr. Bones, and this is an ode of Sara Jane from Chic on the Cheap because I know she loves Halloween. So we're gonna do a fabulous Halloween wreath using this beautiful Christmas wreath that I also found at another local thrift store for 50 cents, you guys. It is flat, it needs to be fluffed, but we're gonna cover it with deco mesh and we're gonna do a treatment with spiders and a lot of really fun things. So if you wanna see how I transform this beautiful tree and then also this fabulous Halloween wreath, stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so give this beautiful Christmas tree a makeover. The very first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add some of this deco mesh that we find at our local Dollar Tree. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and drop it on the floor, and I'm gonna use some of the bristles right here, and then we're gonna give it some poofs, and we're gonna go around the tree, and we're gonna use 2 of these deco mesh rolls from the dollar store. And I just want to mention that I decided to do this trash to treasure for fall with Christmas items because I feel like well, we can recycle them later. We can go ahead and use them for Christmas, and I actually have an idea on how to use this Christmas tree. We're gonna go ahead and give them a flocking job when the season comes, but for this particular time, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use some of the deco mesh to give it a little bit of the fall colors. And I'm gonna go to the other side and just go ahead and drop it on the floor and make sure that you tie with your own bristles. Just give them a little twist, give them a little fluff like so. And we basically just wanna give it a little bit of texture with this because we're gonna fill it up with florals and pumpkins and little owls and all kinds of goodies. So we're gonna continue to go all the way around, and that's just gonna give us a little bit of the fall coloring that we're looking for. So let me continue to put this deco mesh on the tree and I'll be right back with you. All right, you guys, so we have finished putting some of the poofs of the deco mesh here on our, I don't wanna call it Christmas tree because it's not a Christmas tree, but our fall tree. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna open this bag of goodies that I got at the Goodwill store, and I'm gonna start just taking them out, and this will be no rhyme or reason, but I do want to go ahead and start with some foliages. So we wanna make sure that we add some foliage to our tree so it gives us a more beautiful impression of fall. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put the flowers down as I take them out of the package because we will use them, but we will use them later. So I just wanna make sure that all of this beautiful foliage that comes with this packet, you can go ahead and put it, you can let them spill out. There's no rhyme or reason, like I said, and what I liked about this is because it has a lot of these beautiful fall flowers and fall greenery, like this awesome, awesome cat's tail. So you just want to go ahead and insert all of this. And what I like about my Christmas trees and also my fall trees is when they actually graduate out, because that gives them more dimension. And look at this beautiful sunflower, you guys. Can you believe all of this was only $3? I cannot believe it. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and cover on the empty spots like this. Any foliage, and you want to go all the way back as well, because you want to make sure that you are making a beautiful tree all the way around. So what you want to do is just go ahead and add some of these beautiful flowers, and you can go ahead and secure them with one of your bristles so they don't go anywhere. At this point, I don't recommend you glue anything to it, because like I said, we're going to go ahead and do something with this tree for Christmas. So here at Ramon at Home, if you're coming from Sara Jane's channel, we are all about doing things on a budget and also recycling our materials, because we're all here on a budget, and so we want to make sure that we get the most bang for our buck. So what I'm doing is just, oh my gosh, look how beautiful this beautiful fall hydrangea, and I feel like she needs a focal point, so we're gonna add her right here. We have another one of those, so I'm gonna go ahead and add it over here in the back. Make sure that your whole tree is full. And look, all I'm using is the flowers that came from this Goodwill bag. And it's a little bit of finessing, a little bit of fluffing. I wanna make sure that I put this guy right here on the bottom, like so. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish all of this foliage, and I'll be right back with you guys to show you the next step. Okay, so now that we have all of our foliages into the tree, I found these cute little pumpkins at the dollar store, and I have done a haul on this. They're only $1. They come two different sizes, a large that has 4 and a small one that has 5. So what I wanna do is I wanna go ahead and add those into my tree, alternating sizes, one small and one large, and that's just gonna give it a little bit of sparkle into our tree. So, and you wanna make sure that you put them in a place where you see them, because that's what's gonna give this tree a little bit of sparkle, like I said, like ornaments would on a Christmas tree. So I'm just doing 2 at a time, because if you add 2 at a time, they add a better impact. So I'm gonna put one right here, and I have one large and one small left, so I'm gonna put them up front, and we're gonna put another small one with it, and that's what's gonna give it a little bit of sparkle and glimmer to our tree. So then the next thing I found at the dollar store was this beautiful, beautiful leaves made out of burlap, you guys. These are also $1, and they come 5 in a pack, and they come in the orange and also come in the tan. They come with this beautiful stem that you can unfold. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and add those also to our tree to give it a little bit more of a burlap feel to it, more organic. All you have to do is unbend that stem and add them to your tree. I absolutely love making these type of projects, because who says you don't have to have a Christmas tree for fall? Look how beautiful it looks. I'm gonna add one right here. Then we're gonna start with our orange, and we're gonna add one right here. And you wanna make sure that you actually poke them out to where you can actually see them. You can give them a bend like so. And this is where the deco mesh really comes in handy, because you can poke through that deco mesh and it'll stay like that. So we're going to go ahead and add one right here. Give them a little bend, like so. And then we're gonna start adding our pumpkins next. And we got some of those Dollar Tree pumpkins as well. They are glittered and they're so beautiful. I'm gonna add one right here, and I'm gonna give it a little bend, like so. And then we're gonna add these beautiful pumpkins. They also come from the dollar store, and we're gonna just take that tag off, and we're gonna nestle them somewhere you can see them really good. And I got 4 of them, so I wanna make sure that you can see those pumpkins, like so. At this point, you could glue them if you wanted to. I'm not going to, because like I said, we're gonna reuse this tree for another project. So I'm just gonna add them like so. So far so good, but the last thing we have that I also purchased at the dollar store is these cute little owls, and they are some of my favorites. I got 4, we're gonna take the tags off, like so, and we're gonna add them to our tree, and that's gonna be our last element. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hang them like ornaments from the little stem where they come. There's one. We're gonna add one to the other side. And what I like about these little owls, because they really add that really natural feel that we're going for. I'm gonna put one more there. We're gonna add one up here. All you have to do is look for that little bristle and give it a little bent up and stick your owl in there. And we're gonna do one last one right here. Actually, I'm gonna put him all the way at the top. So we're gonna go through the top bristle all the way down. And that is what our full Goodwill tree looks like. All right, you guys, so for our second project, we're gonna turn this rather tired wreath that I found at a local store, thrift store, and Mr. Bones that I found at Goodwill. I can't believe he was such a good find, especially for this time of the year. You know, the Halloween items don't last very long. Then also what we're going to need is going to be some ribbons from the dollar store, as well as some deco mesh from the dollar store, and some of these cute little spiders from the dollar store. So the very first thing we need to do is we need to give our wreath a little bit of a fluff, because, well, it comes very, very flat. So you want to make sure that you give this wreath a little bit of life. And also, we're going to reuse this for our holiday season. So be in the lookout for some of these wreaths when it comes down to the dollar store. So the thing we need to do is we need to put Mr. Bones dead center, no pun intended. So we're going to sit him right here to the side. And with the bristles, we're going to go ahead and attach him in a few key spots so he stays in place. And that's why I like, if you guys been following my fall series, I like using Christmas greenery for my centerpieces and other things, because they give you these bristles to really play with. So we want to make sure that his hand stays up like so. So I'm going to make sure that I put a few of those bristles so the hand stays up. We're going to attach this other one over here just by giving a bristle a little motion. We're going to give Mr. Bones a little bit of motion and playfulness. So then the next thing I want to do is I want to grab some of this deco mesh, and I'm going to go ahead, drop it on the floor like we did with the tree, and we're going to go ahead and tie around him, and we're going to go ahead and give him some poofs of deco mesh. So we're going to go ahead and give it about 6 inches. Then we're going to go ahead and tie with the bristles. As you guys can see, they really come in handy. We're going to go over his leg, and we're gonna go ahead and tie. So let me finish this going around, and I'll be right back with you. All right, you guys, so once we've done about 2 rows of deco mesh, I'm gonna save this little swirl for later. But then the next step will be to add a little bit of ribbon to give this character. And this ribbon also came from the dollar store, and I am in love with this stripe ribbon. If you guys saw it on my last haul as well as this beautiful mesh ribbon with the purple in it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing. We're gonna just give it one go around by giving it about 6 inches of give, and then tie in with the bristles. So you want to find those bristles and then go ahead and tie. And if you guys are new to the channel, if you're here from Sara Jane, I really recommend to check out my fall series. I've done quite a few centerpieces and wreaths for fall, and we're starting with Halloween. So I'll recommend you check those out, and I'm going to go ahead and put them on a playlist for you to check out if you're new to this channel. And if you've been following for a while, then well, I really think we're gonna have a lot of fun with our Halloween series coming up. And that's gonna be at the beginning of September, so I really hope you'll come back for that. All right, so what I want to do with the ribbon, I really don't want to go all the way around, but I'm just going to cut a little tail right here by folding in half and then dovetailing those ribbons like so. And then I'm going to move on to the next side, and I did a little bit right here, so I'm going to start right here on the bottom, and we're going to tie it. We're going to give it a little bit of give by alternating our ribbons about 6 inches, pinching, and then we're going to go ahead and tie right here, and we're going to do one more. So pinch about 6 inches, and then we're going to fold like this, creating this cute little poof. And then with our bristles, we're going to go ahead and attach right here, and we're going to let it fall. I want to say about 12 inches down, all right? So we're going to fold like so, and we're going to cut with our scissors. Make sure you dovetail those ends like so, all right? So then the next thing we want to do is we want to grab our stem. You can do this, like I told you, I found these ones at Goodwill, but you can find any dead branches in your yard. What I liked about these ones is, well, they were first of all very affordable, but then also they are bendable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and insert this right about here and push down. And that's going to give it a little bit of a creepy look to it. Then using those stems or bristles, we're going to attach it into place like so. This is such a simple wreath, but it's going to be really cute on my door for Halloween. And what you can do is you want to make sure you play with those stems and they look like so. You don't have to worry about cutting that stem because we're going to make a bow to go down right here. But then the next step I want to do is I want to add some of these cute little spiders that came from our Dollar Tree as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one right here, right by him, to keep him company. And using those bristles, once again, you want to attach from the legs, but you want to make sure that you see those spiders. And I have 3 of them, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put one up here. Now, because I really want this guy to stay there, what I'm going to use is some of these pipe cleaners from the dollar store and attach it with it. So I'm going to just wrap those legs around. I'm actually going to cut this in half, so that way it's not visible. So what I want to do is I'm just going to go ahead and attach some of the legs right here, like so. And I'm going to attach one right here to make sure that he stays where he needs to be. And then we're going to bring his partner and just make sure that you attach it there. And then because they're bendable, you can really let it fly. And then I have a third one right here. So I'm going to go ahead and take that little tag off. And these spiders are super cute, you guys. They're made out of this really pretty shiny material. So I have one right here. I have one right here. So I'm going to put one on his hand right in here. And with this one, we can attach with the bristles right here, like so. So it looks like he's holding this spider. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make a pretty bow with the exact same ribbons that we use going around. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this out of the package, and I'm just gonna let them roll on the floor. And you wanna stagger the sheer one on top. And what you wanna do is just make sure that you have some tails. You're gonna pinch right here. You're gonna do a first loop, and if you guys haven't seen my video on how I make 3 different types of bows, I really recommend you go check it out. And I wanna use all of these ribbons, so I wanna make sure that those loops are very big because I will make a statement right so. All right, so we're gonna do 2 loops. We're gonna twist. We're gonna go ahead and fold again. Make sure those loops are pretty big because we want them to be visible. And then we're gonna go ahead and do yet another one, like so. And here's a secret: if you want longer tails with your leftover ribbon, just go ahead and pinch it right in place, like this. And then with one of your pipe cleaners that we got from the dollar store, you're gonna drive it through, and you're going to secure all of this together, like so. And we're gonna spin around to secure it. We're gonna fluff our bow and make sure we separate those tails like this so it looks bigger and grander. And you wanna make sure that you wanna put all of those tails down. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add this bow here by using our pipe cleaner that we attach our bow with. So we're gonna drive it through the wreath right here. And we're gonna put it right in here and just attach it to the back. Make sure you secure it very well. That way it doesn't come off if there's some gust of wind. Thumbs up if you guys are enjoying this series. And also, make sure that you go over to Sara Jane at Chic on the Cheap and check out her projects, Trash to Treasure. We're having so much fun with this series. All right, so you wanna make sure that you fluff this bow. And then what we wanna do also make sure is that we use dovetail all of our ends. That way it looks more finished. All right, at this point, we're just gonna make sure we finish our wreath. We make sure our spiders are in place. Make sure that our branches are hanging out. And that is what a Trash to Treasure Halloween wreath looks like. Very affordable and very easy. All right, you guys, so those are my two projects that I decided to turn from trash to treasure. They're very affordable to do, and as you guys can see, very easy to make. Just because it is trash for somebody doesn't mean that it's not treasure for you. I cannot wait to read your comments down below, so leave me a comment and let me know what do you think about this project. And then also don't forget to go visit Sara Jane at Chic on the Cheap and watch her channel and her video on Trash to Treasure. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you've been following for a long time, well, welcome. And don't forget to turn the notification bell on. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, bye.